Alright everybody, so today I'm going to be reviewing the new-to-the-market MT card. I'd like to thank Best R4i 3DS for sending me a free sample to review, and I'd recommend that if anyone's looking for an affordable 3DS flash card, including the MT card, that you give their site a visit. So, before I begin, let's take a quick look at the packaging. I apologize in advance for the camera focusing. It doesn't want to get very close up, I guess. So, much like the Gateway, it has two cards, one for 3DS and one for regular DS, which is the one that you use to load the exploit. Now, it also has these stickers. The stickers go with each card, so the DS one here goes with the blue sticker, and then the 3DS one goes with the yellow sticker. Now, ordinarily, the reseller puts these on. I managed to get it without the stickers on, which is kind of cool, so you can take a look at, I mean, this is just pretty plain up in here. This is just a, regular DS card. Nothing out of the ordinary about it. Alright, now this one, though, this is the main attraction. So, as you can see, once the camera focuses, it's got an Actel Pro ASIC 3 chip in the middle here. That's no doubt what does all the processing. So, something that's unique about the MT card that none of the other ones, including the Gateway, have, are these features up here. So, yeah, it has your micro SD card slot, but it also has this micro USB. Let's wait for the camera to focus a little bit. Alright, I don't know why it doesn't want to focus here. Anyway, yeah, it's a micro USB card slot, and then it has this button, which is, you just press it, and that's what you use to change the games. I will show you that in operation in a minute. So, the micro USB, it looks like this. It's what you probably use to charge your cell phone. It's just a standard connector. So, if you plug it in here, you'll see there's a light that turns on. Let me go ahead and connect it here. I'm trying to do this with one hand so I can hold the camera. Ooh, shoot. Just plastic started coming apart. Sorry about that. See if I can try to do it like this while I hold the camera down. Okay, so the plug goes like this. Alright, there we go. So you see that it lights up like this. There's a blue LED in it that lights up. Now currently the plug doesn't really do anything, but as they add more features and their updates for the card, you would just plug it into your computer and there'd probably be like an update software that you can run. So it's kind of cool that it includes that micro USB slot. So before we actually show anything on the 3DS, I'm going to put these away here. I want to show you how the micro SD card works. Now, you may have seen from my Gateway video that you have to use that SD formatter, and you can only put one game on at a time. But the main selling point behind the MT card is that you can have multiple games. So here we're looking at the micro SD card, and you can see that I've got a bunch of different games. Now, you don't have to have save files. As you can see, this one, Donkey Kong Country Returns, I just put that on as of today. Okay? That one I had to trim to make it fit. You can see it's over 2 gigabytes here. It's a 4 gigabyte ROM that wouldn't fit on the card originally. So that one's actually, I had to trim it using the CTR tool. I'll give a link to that in the description, and I'll also give a link to the store that sent me this sample, so that you guys can support them. Now, as you can see here, though, you have these 3DS files, and this one is a Japanese game. I'm just going to show you that it does work with Japanese games. So I basically just have a list. These are some of the best-selling 3DS titles. So I've put all these on, right? So I have a total of like 7 games on here, or 8 games rather. Now, so you can see here, it's a 32 gigabyte card. Come on and focus. Darn it. Well, anyway, you can see, 29.3 gigabytes. So it's a 32 gigabyte card. Because of formatting, it shows up like that. And notice that it is FAT32 file system. So you just format it as FAT32 using Windows, and you can put as many games as you like just in the root of the card, like that. Alright? So, let's go ahead and unplug this. So this is the 32 gigabyte micro SD card here. So you can see, you probably won't be able to see very well, but yeah, it's hard to see. But anyway, that's a 32 gig. So we're going to go ahead and pop this in here. Alright. Now there is no spring in the micro SD. Some people don't like the springs. I don't mind them, but this one doesn't have a spring, so you push it down and it doesn't pop back out at you. Alright, so that's all set. And then for this card, I'll go ahead and put in this one. I've already pre-formatted, but all you do is you just copy the files from their site to it. It's very simple. This is just a smaller micro SD that I have just for this purpose. So go ahead and put this in. Alright, so in a very similar fashion to the gateway, you first have to install the actual exploit. So let's go ahead and get the stylus out here. Not that we'll need it at this point, but it doesn't hurt to have it. Alright, so wait for the 3DS to turn on. It takes a minute. Now, before we begin, I'm just going to show you my system settings here. You have to have firmware version 4.5 or lower. So as you can see here, I'm on 4.5.0-10U. The U is for USA, because it's an American 3DS. So, yeah, if you give me comments like, I'm on 6.1, will it work? No, I'm not going to answer those. It has to be on 4.5, no questions asked. I'm sorry, it has to be on 4.1 to 4.5, no questions asked. So if you have an older firmware, you can update it to 4.5, but you cannot go any higher than that. So if you go online with your 3DS, if you've gone online since March of 2013, you'll probably have a newer firmware, and no 3DS flash card on the market will work for you. I'm sorry to say it, but that's just how it is. Alright, so I will not be answering any questions about, will this card work for me? Because, that's just... I just answered that. So, alright, let's go ahead and put this in, and it'll show up as Deep Labyrinth. That's just how that works. Alright, so go ahead and open this. This is just a simple, it's just a simple R4 card. Nothing really special about it, although you can use this as GBA temp exclusive, which is kind of cool. You can use it to play DS games on your 3DS, so if you want to, you can put a bunch of games, but for now I just have the MT installer, as you can see here. So we'll go ahead and start that. Press A to continue. Select region, I'm in USA, so that'd be the first one, and you just let it program. There's nothing on the top screen here, so I'll go ahead and show you that. And it'll verify it, and press A to exit. Now, something else that I really like about the MT card, as opposed to the 3DS Link and all the other imitation cards, the R4i Gold or the Orange 3DS or whatever, is that these guys actually wrote their own software. Gateway has their launcher file that I demonstrated, and a lot of the cheaper cards like the 3DS Link basically just stole Gateway's code, literally just changed the logo and released it as their own, which I do not support at all. The MT card actually wrote their own code, so in a way that makes them better than everybody else because they took the time to do it themselves. Now, I didn't show you, but it goes without saying, on your 3DS's SD card, alright, so I'm just using the default 4GB one that comes with it. You have to put the launcher.dat file. You get that from their website, and you just put it on the root of the SD card, and that's all you need to do. Now that we've got the exploit installed, we can go ahead and turn this on. And just like the gateway, you go over to System Settings, and you'll go over to DS Profile. Now, if you hold down L when you select it, so let me just do this real quick. Okay, so Profile. Now, it's going to be hard to do with one hand, but I'll hold it. Okay, hold L down, and then tap Nintendo DS Profile. Alright? Now, if you hold down L, you get this nice little menu here. So you'll see it says MT, it says mtcard.com. Now, these say coming soon, but it looks like this is a ROM dumper here. This is like a, I don't know what this does, like maybe exchanging saves with your computer. And then this looks like a settings, like a little, the hammer and wrench. So it looks like that's some sort of settings that says coming soon. So I'm guessing in the near future they'll add these, but for now, all you can do is you go to select game or go to menu. So, alright, so go to select game. So you'll see it shows all the games you put on. Now, and so on. If you put them in alphabetical order, like if you just use Windows to copy a whole bunch, then they'll be in alphabetical order. So like I said, Donkey Kong Country Returns is the newest one. So let's select Mario Kart 7, just because that's the first one I put on there. Alright, and then we'll go to menu. Now, you don't have to press L when you do the DS profile. You can just as easily do DS profile, and it'll just launch it. But I thought I'd show you that it does read the list of games. Alright, so let me turn the volume up. And now, much like the real game, there is a manual option down here, so you can view the instruction manual as well. So, driving techniques, let's do that. So this just shows you, how to do this stuff. So, I mean, I'm sure you know how to play Mario Kart, but anyway, it does keep the original manuals and everything like that you'd have in a retail copy of the game. Alright, so go ahead and start it up. Now that's just saying I haven't set up the Mii Maker yet, so that's just an alert saying that I should set one up. But don't worry about that unless you want to play as your Mii, in which case feel free to go set one up. Alright, so haven't actually done any races, but I've created the save data on here. So, anyway, I'm not going to actually race because I don't think you guys want to see me play Mario Kart, but alright, so you can go ahead and close it. Now, you don't have to close it for it to save. So, like, I know on the Gateway you do. On this one you don't, so you could just turn the system off if you want to. But, by leaving it on, remember that button I mentioned up here? So let's go ahead and press it, okay? Alright, and now, and as usual, again, you can go to the manual, and it'll be a different manual. So now it shows New Super Mario Bros. 2. So here's all your controls here, so on and so forth. But I'm just gonna close that, and go ahead and open this up. So those save files I showed you on my computer, if you want to keep your save file, just keep it with the ROM. But, like, it'll create a new save file the first time you start it. But since I have a save, you'll see I have 61 coins already. I mean, yeah, 61 coins, that's not much, I realize that. But, you see, I just literally just played through the first level here. Okay. So, let's do another quick save. Okay. Just to show you that the saving works. Alright, so quick save created, returning to the title screen. Now, let's say you don't want to do the whole home button and exit thing, you want to just turn it off, okay? So we'll do that, power off. Alright. So, now let's turn it back on. Now, because you turn the system off, you're going to have to go back to DS Profile, but I'll show you here that if you do it quickly without holding L, if you just click on it, it'll just go back to whatever game it was previously. So in this case, it'll go right back to New Super Mario Bros. 2. So, let's do that. And it'll just give you the gray screen like that and go right back to the menu. But, I mean, it still takes just as long anyway. There you go. So I'll just go ahead and start it up. You can see that I have the quick save data just to show you that it works. If you don't believe me, then I'll go ahead and demonstrate more games. So there's the quick save. You saw the balloon fly away when I clicked on it. So let me just make another quick save here. Okay. Alright, now, I'll go ahead and quit this. Okay, now, I'll show you what happens from this side when you press it. It'll show that there's no card inserted, and then it'll quote, insert another one. Okay, so we'll press it. See? So, it just gives the illusion that you took one game out and put another game in, because obviously it can't just instantly change it. That would kind of confuse the 3DS, and if you had a real cartridge, it would obviously do that, so. This wouldn't give me a generic-looking Mii because I didn't have one. It'll just be like, choose a Mii, and they'll just have, like, generic-looking ones, so. Yeah, this one I haven't actually I haven't actually done anything with, so there's like a little cinematic, and I mean, you know, you can see that the, let's see, the 3D works if you, it's kind of hard to show, isn't it? There, you can see how the screen looks kind of blurry, and then if I turn the 3D off, so you can see that there, so you can see that the 3D works, okay? I personally don't use the 3D, but you can if you want to. Alright, but anyway, you get the point. So that works. I'll just go through all the rest of my games on here, show you that you can have a whole bunch. Okay. Kind of hard to press the button with one hand. So this one doesn't have a manual, for example. But that's also because it's a launch title, and at the time there was no eShop, so all the manuals were done on paper, whereas like New Super Mario Bros. 2 was the first title that came out on day one as a download, so that one had a digital manual. Not every game does, but you can see here's my little dog. I haven't actually named it yet, but you know, you can play with it. I just started this. I basically just started all these. Got some fresh data. You go ahead and pet the dog here. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it, but yeah. Eventually, you name it and do all that. I actually really like Nintendogs. It's quite a fun game if you're into dogs, like I am. Or plus cats. I mean, you can have a cat in this one if you want to. Just go to the next one. Whoops. Again, no manual for this, but that's because when you bought the game, it came with a paper manual. But same sort of thing. So I'll go ahead and press start here. You see I have a save file. My name is Link. Yeah, I know, very creative, right? Again, basically just started it. So here I am here, and you can, whoops, didn't mean to do that. So, just run around and I could go and, say, how do I save? I forget. There we go, save that. Whoops, sorry, the camera was a little bit off. Okay. So let's go ahead and quit that. I have a couple more games to show you. Now, by the way, when the game is running, you say, what happens if you press the button? Nothing. See, I'm pressing it. This, it does not, it doesn't make the 3DS think you took the cartridge out. So you have to actually close it first, then the button will work. So just thought I'd mention that in case anyone goes, oh, well, can you screw it up by bumping it? No. No, not unless you're in the menu. So now you can do this. Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon. Also a great game. Haven't played it much on the flash card, but I own this. I own pretty much all the games that I'm showing you. All of them except for the Japanese one, because obviously I wouldn't have any way to play a legitimate Japanese game, but I do own all the rest of these, and I've played them on the real games, but, you know, these are just sort of starter files here, because unfortunately you can't transfer a save from a real game to the flash card. So, yeah, I would just suggest using it for games that you don't own, you know, if you're thinking about buying one and you're not sure yet or whatever. But yeah, if you already have a game, unfortunately, as of right now, there isn't really a way to transfer your save to it. I'm sure at some point there will be. Okay, now this one is the Japanese game, Hatsune Miku, or Hatsune, however you say it. I know I'm going to butcher that, Project Mirai. This one was only released in Japan. The Vocaloid, you know, Hatsune Miku's the little blue-haired girl, the Vocaloid character. Let me just show you this one. If you open the manual, it's an American 3DS, as I showed you earlier, but it is capable of showing Japanese characters, as you can see like this. So I'm guessing this involves AR cards, because it says AR. But, you know, I don't read Japanese. I have no idea what any of this says. But, here's the word me. I understood this word. Look at that. And I understand that's the Y button. A, B, X, Y, and the D-pad. I understand that. Hey, look, the word 3D. I know some of these words. Yeah, but anyway, and it has the little Vocaloid, you know, thing here on the bottom. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So, anyway, so it will show you manuals in Japanese. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't show up as a bunch of squares like some computers do. So go ahead and open that. the buttons like this, it'd sync with the music. It's the Vocaloid saying Sega instead of the usual voice. It's kind of funny. Please touch the screen. Again, I don't know what any of these mean, but I know if you just press A like this, it'll just start. Here's your little save icon over here. I don't know why that went away. So yeah, this one's sort of just, like I said, I don't really understand the language, but I know that this essentially, it's... The bottom screen's kind of useless for this. It doesn't really do much. So yeah, so you basically just press it like this. Yeah, that's essentially what you do. You just sort of beat matching, so... I'm sure there's gameplay videos of this out there if you're curious. It's Hatsune Miku Project Mirai. I know I'm saying that wrong. I know I'm going to get people correcting me, but... Yeah, and so this is the newest one. As I said, I didn't have a save file. I just put this on my system. So, go ahead and open it. And it'll create a save. Like, just instantly. It'll just make one. That'll be empty, but it'll make a save file for you. So as it's loading, it probably is just making one right now. Yeah, see, new game. Well, alright, so you get the hang of it. That's Donkey Kong Country. And then if you do it again, it'll just loop right back to the original, so it'll loop right back to Mario Kart. Whoops. No, I don't want to activate the camera. No. Darn it. I hit the L button by mistake when trying to hit the button here. Alright, whoops. Let's, just press that. There we go. Oh. Must have hit it twice. Like if you press it, oops, if you press it really quickly, it'll sort of jump. But as you see, the order stays consistent, so it kind of goes in order here. And then if you want to pick your game, so say you're like, oh, I want to jump back, I want to play Mario Kart, and I don't feel like pressing the button a bunch of times. Okay, so you can go back and do this. Other settings, profile, hold L while pressing DS profile, and then it'll pull this back up. You can do that. And then you can select. Well, let's go down. Let's select that. Let's select the Japanese game again. Say I just want to play this real quick. So now I can go down here, hit go to menu, and it'll just show up with that game. So that's what the selection feature does. So you can use the button, you can use the menu, whatever you like, and there's that. And then if you take the cartridge out like this, whoops. Why do I keep pressing the... Alright, so there's nothing inserted in the game card slot like this. Go ahead and put it back in. And then you'll see it goes right back to... It goes right back to whatever game you had selected last. So, that is the MT card. I hope you liked the different ROMs you could put on here. I personally think this is really cool. Just, I guess, a disclaimer, as of making this video, as of late January 2014, it will not play Pokemon X and Y, it won't play Animal Crossing, and it won't play stuff like the new Zelda game, anything that needs the newest SDK. But the majority of games, anything that was made, like, early 2013 or later, so pretty much anything over a year old will work on this, except for Animal Crossing. So, if you want a full compatibility, like a full list, just... I guess just Google it, Google like the name of the game and MT card, and it'll probably say if it works or not. So, that is the MT card here. Certainly worthwhile, just because of the fact that it has some of these, like it has the plug and it has the little button built in. Gateway is supposedly working on getting multiple games, but who knows how they're going to actually make that work. these guys are the first ones to actually come out with something, and as I demonstrated, the product does work very well. It's, you just put your games on the micro SD, and no rocket science about it. You sort of just drag and drop them to it. You don't have to use the whole SD formatter nitpicking stuff. It just kind of works. And once again, if you're looking for a cheap flash card, check out the link in the description. I'll link you to their store. And thank you for watching. Hopefully I've convinced some of you to get one of these cards. Or if you're still interested in the Gateway, you can see my Gateway videos. They have come out with some new features. I haven't made a video about the newest stuff yet, but it's still in beta. Once it comes out for real and it's finalized, I'll probably make some more videos showing it. But the MT card at least is solid and it works. And yeah, hopefully that helps some of you guys out that are interested in getting one of these. Thanks for watching.